Gemini. I'm just going to fix that real quick. It's Bethany from Cranberry Essential Tarot, and I am back. I know I have been gone for most of the month. Actually, for pretty much the whole month. But unfortunately, that was something out of my control. So I wanted to come back and make sure that we did our reading for January, so that you had that moving forward. I hope you are all doing well. I know that for a lot of us, we were talking about, if you've been following the channel for a while, I've been talking about the fact that January, February, and March were going to be hard months for us. And it's just sort of been, well, Mercury is going direct. That'll go direct on the 1st or the 2nd, one of those two. I think it's the 2nd. And we have a new moon energy on the 1st, and that will bring in some other energy as well. New moon's good for manifesting, being clear on what it is that you want. We have a lot of Capricorn energy going on right now, so it's a really good time to get clear about the things that you want down the road. You may not have them directly, but it's definitely time to start looking at what it is that you do want. And that's been clear pretty much in a lot of the readings that I've been doing today, is that people, this feeling of being very, very stagnated right now, but that will change when we get into March and moving through March. And so I think you'll feel like, right now it just feels like everybody is stuck. And you have to kind of look at, I'm being told to look at the small blessings of things. You know, look at the things that, instead of looking at the negative side of this and being frustrated and feeling like you can't get anywhere, to take a look at the things that you are, I mean, it's cliche, but just to look at the things that you're thankful for. You know, like the days are getting longer again. As we make it through a snowstorm that had 19 inches, you know, we were saying, well, gee, you know, hopefully that's the last one of the season. I don't think it's going to be, but, you know, so we know, usually when we get into March here, especially in Maine, we know that winter is coming to an end. So February is February is always a fast month for me. And for a lot of us, especially my family, because there's a lot of activities going on in January, February, and March. All right. So what do we need to know for Gemini for February? What is the energy that we need to focus on? And any challenges that may be coming up for Gemini for February 2022. You've got a lot of anxiety and worry going on right now. It seems like you're very much in your own head. And you're having a lot of time separating yourself emotionally from the things that are going on around you. It feels like there's a lot of conflict. Now, one of the things that I do always say is that I'm not going to sugarcoat things, okay? All right. But I think you have to look at, this is what I was talking about, is you're busy looking at the things that you don't have, and you need to look at what you do have, even the littlest things, right? So one of the things that they talk about is when you get up in the morning, say all the things that you're thankful for. That's important. Or when you go to bed at night. When I'm having a particularly hard time, that's what I'll do, is I'll focus on when I lay down at night and I'm trying to calm my head. And you've got a lot of anxiety going on in your head right now. You're fully in your head. I'm not sure, if it's a health thing. It almost feels like to me like it's not you, it's someone else. and you're really scared that things are going to change. It feels like you now, this is not a physical death, but this is an ending of a cycle. Sometimes it can be pretty blunt. It's like, well, that doesn't work. I'm hearing stubbing your toe and feeling instant pain and realizing that you probably could have avoided that. Does that make sense? I guess that's kind of the lesson here that they're trying to impart to me is whatever this is that you're feeling, this worry and this anxiety about, is something that you're feeling instantaneous pain over something that you could have avoided. So I have two cards here side by side. I have the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords, Seven of Swords. So very similar cards. Five of Swords can be chaos, but it can also be learning. It can be investing in improving, so that when you get to this point, okay, all right, so there's something that you're fearing that's coming forward. You've seen it coming, you've been avoiding it, you've been kind of had that Scarlett O'Hara moment where you're going, I'll think about that tomorrow. Well, like a lot of people in this January, February, March, this may come back. Whatever the, not may, this is coming forward. So something that you have been, sorry, hon, you did this to yourself, okay? This is something that you chose to ignore. I don't know if it's a health thing. I don't think it's a health thing. Maybe. Whatever it is, it's something that you haven't been thinking about. I've got the King of Wands. You're being stubborn about something. All the power that, okay, this is what I'm being told. All the power that you currently have is something that you've manifested in the far past. But a change is coming, and you knew it was coming. But you chose not to look at it. Instead of, but there's still time. Okay, there's still more time. In order to fight this battle that you've got coming, you have to be in the right mindset. And you need to be able to, that's where those 5 things comes in, right? You need to train for what's ahead of you, okay? So that when you get into that situation, you're in a good place. Now, this is not a tower moment. So this isn't like gonna be broke, or this is, I don't feel like this is a huge thing, but it's gonna seem scary. I can't get a grip on what it is. All I'm being told is to focus on those things you've been avoiding. is what I'm being told. To focus on them and face them head on. When you face those things that you're avoiding, you take the power away from them. The power that freezes you and keeps you in anguish. And the ability to hurt you. So I think that the lesson here for this one is definitely for February to focus your energy on the good things that you have, but also to face things head on. I have this thing about, I try every day to pick the scariest thing that I have to do, because I have moments like everybody else when I'll give you an example. I just started a new job. In the midst of the concussion was when I was supposed to start my brand new job. Doing something that I did 3 years ago and hadn't touched since. I'm a bookkeeper, right? Working QuickBooks. I hadn't touched QuickBooks since I left my office job all of those 3 years ago. And so I had to walk into it. So I was having a real confidence issue. And there was a moment in the middle of it when I started to panic. And I realized that I could focus on the panic, but it wasn't going to help me any. If I panicked, if I let the fear of what could be take over, then it was just going to tumble down everything that I was working for. So what I'm saying here is to not let that anxiety get a hold of you. I know that's really hard. I want you to focus on your strengths, the things that you do well, and not I'm hearing not look for trouble, not look for borrowed trouble. Because if you do look for it, you're going to find it. But in the meantime, keep your eyes open, because this is something that it definitely feels like this is something that you haven't acknowledged or didn't want to deal with. So, all right, we're going to pull a card for the new moon on the 1st. What does Gemini need to know for the 1st? What does Gemini need to know for the new moon energy? Your hard work is paying off. There's one for us all. So those moments when we feel like we're just stuck and we're just stagnating. And for a lot of people, that's sort of where we are right now. Be thankful for what you got and know that what you're doing does make a difference. So trust that there's good coming, because there is. There's good coming. All right. I hope you all are well. Again, thank you so much to the people who have supported me. I really appreciate it. It was very hard for me and scary. And so I wanted to make sure that you know that I appreciate it. So, all right, thanks. Bye-bye. Sending you blessings from Maine.